somebody who can drink a drink and not even finish it is completely foreign to me. And so the idea of, and I'm not talking about not finishing food, that's not what I'm looking at. It's the idea that something like that could be peaceful for them.
Like you lose the very interest at the core, like something like that would be absent.
Not lose it, but that you're comfortable with enjoying it, or that you're comfortable enjoying a glass of wine. Same idea with the food. Like, I just sitting down to eat something and enjoying it is totally foreign to me. I could go on and on, so I'll stop there. But
yeah, in a way, that's amazing just to notice in the first place, like how much unrest is in the act of it's time to eat.
Yeah, and everything all around it. Yeah, so not just the, yeah.
Yes, everything around it, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. The way just noticing that, being with it and going like, wow, this is so intense. It's almost like feel traumatized about eating. Yeah, it's not a safe thing. You know, we all look so much at, I am not safe. I'm not safe in the presence of this food. And to sit, it's almost like you have to get enough cracks into, like, let's go ahead and see why I'm not safe. Why am I not safe? Just like Lori was just mentioning, why am I not safe? And just write some of those down. Yeah. Okay. D, hello.
Hi, everyone. Last few days have been like they've been okay till the evening, and then the evening it feels kind of like, oh, I'm too tired to look at anything. I don't want to look at anything now. You know, like there's like I just deserve to, you know, after whatever I call a stressful day or so it's a little conflicting.
Yeah.
Conflicting. And
you know what I think is so powerful about what you said, and nobody has to do anything with this, but it's like, I should be looking. The only way this can stop is if I look, if I apply effort. Like the thought of just laying on the couch and doing nothing, that won't do it.
Right. Right.
Watch that thing where it turns into like I am actually doing something when I'm eating.
Yeah.
That doing nothing is not an option.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I will take that. Yeah.
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 Which is cool. It's just like some kind of energy is happening here that is there before it's all happening. It's in there already, and then I go over here because I do need to do something. But, just, I don't know, find that helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stressful.
Thank you.
Yes, a stressful day. Important. Yeah. All right. May is here. Hello. Unmuted.
I can't stop getting into this cycle of trying to prove myself to this person who wants to know how to stop abusers from using the work to gaslight their victims. And I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, oh, I feel emotional about it. Like, the work has helped me so much, and I'm getting to a place where I'm no longer interested in trying to convince people to do the work because it's such a deeply internal process. And I also notice that as I come into more understanding in my own practice, I feel a sense of responsibility when someone who feels that they've been seriously victimized in their life says, the work says there's no victims. And it's like, yeah, but the work is 4 questions and turnarounds. Katie says there's no victims, but I'm just imagining what Katie means by that. Like, when I think I need to understand Katie, I hurt myself. And so I feel like I'm feeling disappointed in myself right now for getting back into that push-pull energy of, like, there's like a place of like genuine goodness that it's coming from, of wanting to share with her.
Mm.
And then there's also like really wanting to defend the practice of the work and defend my right to do it, and that I'm not a hurtful person. Yeah.
Good. Great observing. Great observing.
So that's where I'm at right now. I think I wrote down some beliefs about food somewhere. Let me do a quick check. Nope, that's my shopping list. I don't know. I'm here. I'm happy to see you all.
Yeah, you never know, that same, it might, if you do it on this person, the worksheet beliefs about this person, there might be similarities with food, my way of eating.
Oh, totally. I'm defensive about all the detox raw stuff. I'm like, it's not bad. It's what you do to yourself with it.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Glad you're here. All right. Okay, Laura. Hello.
Hey, there you go. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Good to see you all faces. I've got some mixed things going on. One, I do feel like the baby bird that's been pushed out of the nest. But I also do feel like I have support down below. It's a very visual thing for me, actually. I also recognize, and this is guilt, that I have a website and an organization and repeat myself over and over and over again. And my website really is about putting people back and pointing people back to the same answers over and over and over again. And so I see that there's this website where I can go and do modules that I haven't done. That poor Grace has to constantly send us back over and over and over again. So that's my guilt for sitting here whining and feeling bad. So I want to say I'm sorry, Grace.
Oh,
I'm working on it. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. I see you. As far as food goes, I bought clothes. Didn't think I would at the beginning of this. It was like, nope, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to have to feel stuck and hot and all summer long because I'm not buying any new clothes. And I've just spent hundreds of dollars in the last couple of days buying all new clothes. They'll come if they fit, great. If they don't, they're going back. And I'll buy more. But I am not going to be uncomfortable. And I'm not just going to buy crappy clothes. I mean, not expensive clothes, but I want to feel good. I want to feel like I look decent and that I can go out in public. And yes, expectations, ego, all of that. There it is. But to me, that's huge. So I still want to lose weight. I feel heavy. And I know my thinking is heavy as well, but my body is heavy. And it's hard to get up off the couch. And it's hard sometimes to get up in the morning out of bed. And I don't want to feel heavy. I want to feel light. I want to try that. I want to try feeling light with light thinking. I feel at night, last couple nights, I've eaten compulsively, just one small thing. But yet I recognize it's compulsive. I too, Lori, am questioning what is more comfortable about staying here? Because this is where I'm at, and this is where I keep on coming back. So there must be something here for me. I want to understand that. And so, okay, that's it. Thanks, Grace.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, beautiful. It makes me think not only what's the worst that could happen if I stay peaceful eating, what do I not like about it? Just simply, what do I not like about this? And what do I like about the option of whatever is not peaceful eating? Yeah, I think of it as, I hear Katie saying, it's doing its job. It's helping somehow. There's the compulsive behavior and it's doing its job as long as it's necessary. And yeah, what is that job for me personally? And there might be another way. And I also really love watching that we think to have the body lighter, it seems there's been so much reinforcement for having it, then it's not be peaceful. Like your inner world, you have to like be scarce or restrict or do something tight or control yourself or do something for the body to be lighter. And you could question that. Very amazing thing to question. Could my body just naturally be balanced without suffering or without scarcity? Could that be true? Instead of proving the other one. All right, Nanu. There you go.
There it is. 3 things, if I remember them. I noticed that I'm not interested in the scale up, going up. I notice when I'm hungry. And then I eat. But then after that, I'm not interested in checking the next one.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And I'm wondering, do I even want to eat peacefully then? So I'm questioning that. So it's the same kind of.
Love it. Isn't that great? Yeah. I love that I get to meet my hunger with eating, but I don't like noticing fullness. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like stopping.
I don't like stopping. Fabulous. Yes.
And then I've done this exercise that with I allow myself, I'm open, and I'm ready to easily and effortlessly eat peacefully.
Ooh.
And then what's in the way?
Yes. Great. Yeah.
And what's in the way is that's no fun. It's not going to be fun.
That's great.
And the other one, it's about the line of it just escaped me. Eating peacefully. No, that the other one escapes. It's just escaped me. So that was the second thing, and the third one I've just forgotten as well. So that gives us two.
We got one. Which I love is such a beautiful example of the mind, Yeah. I forgot what I was thinking. Yeah. Which is the way of it. That's great. That might be, maybe we'll look at that today. I don't want to stop. I don't like to stop. I don't want to stop. I won't stop. Yeah. Thank you, Nanu. All right. Belisa is here. Hello. You can unmute. You might have to unmute yourself, Belisa. There. Do it again. It kind of like double clicked.
There we go.
Yes.
No, it's all of a sudden like my Zoom, it'll lose like I won't be able to hear you. I think there's a bug on my computer, but let's call Apple. So I've been riding the wave of my emotions and my anxiety. And leaning into it and feeling how uncomfortable it can be and finding safety in it at the same time. Because I might not necessarily be able to escape it. I can do things to diminish it or lower it. But good job, Beba. Sorry, my daughter counted to like very high, so she looked at me for so going with that, I just don't like it's become like very impatient and very short when I'm like in anxiety mode. And I'm naturally an impatient, not very patient person. Because I need to, I like everything done fast now. Wow. And I expect a lot of myself. But it's interesting, what you said, like there's before about having that feeling of having to do, like you have to do, I have to do the work on this and I have to, you know what I mean? And not beating myself up over not doing that all the time, but then finding sometimes I'm just tired and I just like want to sit and and then just acknowledging like small changes in behavior because for me a big thing is the disconnection and the isolation that I put myself in. So even like at night, I always just, instead of like hanging out with my husband, I'll just like be on the computer. But like closing the computer, putting it somewhere else in the room and just like sitting on the couch with a cup of tea and like, engaging with him. So yeah, it's just interesting. It's just interesting, like the ups and downs and having patience and not having patience and just observing and feeling comfortable with doing things differently and feeling safety in doing things differently, and then feeling safety in me wanting to do things differently versus continuing with what is habit has been part of my life for so long. So that's a really interesting one too, finding safety in wanting to do things differently too, like truly wanting to. So
good.
So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Like remembering the mind doesn't like change that much, so it's good to just say it's safe to do it different. That's why I like 1%, just a little tiny bit different. 2 minutes different than do your old thing. All right, Teresa.
Hello. So real quickly, I did the work on I have to have dessert. Like the other day I was, we had eaten dinner, I was full satisfied, and it was the evening time, and it's the time where we normally sit on the couch with everybody, and I just had this thought, I have to have dessert. And I I was wrestling with it. Like, I want dessert, but I'm full. So anyways, I sat down today and did, I have to have dessert. And what it was really cool, because it kind of took me back to my childhood, where I was able to just sit with myself and see where I did use food to comfort, and kind of brought my compassion advisor with me and just sat and kind of reparented, and was gracious and kind to myself. And so then when I was doing turnarounds, I Googled the word dessert, like what's the opposite of dessert. And it was so cool, because what I started realizing was, it's not that I want dessert, it's that I want something that is meeting my need to wind down. And sitting on the couch with everybody is not helping me to wind down. And I just in the past have sensed that, but have not been willing to do something different, right? To disconnect from the family routine, from my husband, from his routine. I just haven't been willing to do that. And so, so the opposite of dessert is sharpness or curtness or bitterness. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, like, yeah, change is bittersweet, right? Like, I do have to have bitterness if I want to take care of my needs, if I want to take care of me. And curtness, like, I feel when I'm learning a new skill, like that I'm just so mean or rude, or, you know, like I just am fumbling, and so it comes off mean, and probably nobody else experienced that, but I feel that way. So it was kind of like gave me permission to be mean to my husband. I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to go read, or I'm going to try to find something for me that I want to do that helps me feel better. And so it was really cool, just really cool to
super cool.
Yeah.
Love that. I also love dessert. Like, I deserve something, you know, that, and there could be sometimes something implied that I don't deserve it, unless, you know, I mean, if I have it, then I am deserving it because I'm having it. And so if I don't have it, I don't deserve. And it's great to just see where I want to move. How sweet. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So nice. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. So how about if we do the work on I don't want to stop? I'm sure we've done the work on I can't stop, but this is I actually don't want to. It's a little bit different. And it can be with eating. You're just noticing that. You could find your moment. I don't want to stop. I don't want to. I don't want to. Just find your evening moment, or that place where you feel pretty, I don't know, the conviction of it. And it's stressful. Yeah. So can everybody find that? Anybody need help finding like looking at your moment? I don't want it to stop. And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be about food and eating. It can be about something else pleasurable. All right.
Could you repeat the statement? I didn't want to stop rereading my text messages. Oh, that was it, right? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to stop. And you can also say, I don't want it to stop, you know, this experience, but I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. Oh, and Nanu, you got to leave, no problem. Yeah. You'll have to stop. Okay. All right. So you don't want to stop. In that situation, you don't want to stop. Is it true? And if you find a yes, see if it's absolutely true that you don't want to stop. So anyone want to share what you notice in your answer? And I love also, we can keep it, it's very simple. Yes, no,
I want to share.
yeah. Go ahead, Lori. For some reason, we can't hear you. You started to say something, but we can't hear you, Lori.
I don't know why. Am I frozen?
Oh, now we can. Just started hearing you again. Yeah.
Okay. During my husband and I have been playing a lot of Sequence, a game called Sequence, and you work on 5 in a row, and you can block each other and all kinds of stuff. And when I'm working on a sequence, I do not, and if he blocks me or something goes wrong, I do not want to stop working on that sequence. I want that sequence. I don't want to look to work on another sequence. I just want that. So I don't want to stop pursuing my original sequence. I also put in there mindless eating. I don't want to stop mindless eating, but that, but anyway.
I love it. So it feels absolutely true, right?
Yeah. But that, well, no, absolutely true. No, I don't know that. Because when I have let go my original sequence, I see other sequences.
Nice to notice. Remind me of like squirrel. All right. Yeah, sweet. Thank you. It's powerful. Noticing. I don't want to. I don't want to stop. What happens when you think it? What happens when you believe this thought? Yeah, May.
I am obsessed, and I feel like the well-being of this moment, of this day, of this week of my life is dependent on me not stopping.
Mm. Very critical. Yeah, Laura.
Thank you. I'm doing this on, like last night, going in to get a piece of bread and having bread, toast, and jam. And there comes a point where I think, no, I don't want to stop myself. I just want to eat it. But I do want to stop. There's this duality there that is very subtle. And so when I believe that I don't want to stop, I have several things happen, but the bottom line is I go numb. Numb to everything. Numb to my life, numb to what I really want, and I disappear into the flavor of that bread and jam. Everything else disappears.
So interesting. Yeah. Which sometimes that can have an interesting appeal, everything disappearing, not thinking, mind on pause.
And I use TV the same way. It's not near as enjoyable as food. I mean, it tastes good, enjoyable. Yet, I don't know how to replace that. I don't know.
So it sounds like another image there, an idea is it's irreplaceable. It's not possible to have this unless I'm eating.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's just nothing else could be as good.
Vacation is good.
Good to see. Nice. Love that. Just getting a little like, wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
The boat is good.
Yeah.
Water is good.
Yeah.
But I can't always just at 10 o'clock at night jump in the boat.
Yeah. So the one alternative I can think of, and I'm not saying there's only one, but this picture, and I can't do that right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm curious, and I don't know if this is probably not the right time to do it. Maybe on share that if anybody has things that they do that they have found.
Yes. Bet you we'll get, maybe, we'll see. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah. And now new sharing. Question 2, the yes feels safe and the no is scary. So yes, I don't want to stop. No, frightening. I don't want to stop. Is it true? Absolutely true. No. And then alarm. But question 3, how do you react? I feel safe. There's no decision to make. Ooh, love that, Nanu. Yeah. How do I react when I believe I don't want to stop? Yeah. Throw my hands in the air. Nothing to do here. Yeah. May.
I notice that I'm trying to avoid my feelings. That I don't want to stop. In my moment, I'm reading the text message I sent over and over again while someone in Eating Peace is sharing, and I feel guilty that I'm not present with the share. And it's like I don't even know where I am. It's like I'm in this text and I'm in this person's business, and then I'm also aware of something going on here and feeling guilty, and then I justify and I'm like, no, but I need to keep doing this because this is important. So I'm not present where I am, and I have a totally confused sense of self, and I end up throwing myself into this cycle where I feel like I owe people something. I feel like I've done something bad or wrong or hurtful. It's very familiar, and it feels very real. Like I'm sure that I've done something bad or wrong or hurtful, and it's like compounding, and I feel like I can't stop.
Great. The answer to how do you treat yourself, which might be right almost velcroed, as they say, as Katie says, velcroed to I don't want to stop and I should want to. Or I'm bad because I don't want to. And just see where your mind travels into the future. I don't want to stop, and what you might see if I don't ever stop. And even in the past, about this stopping thing, that you don't want to do it. If any images appear there.
Sorry for the no video here, but I have to lie down because of my back, so I'm preventing you from getting a nose shot. I have images of the past where stopping has been possible, but a fight. So it's just this, like, I imagine that the only way I can stop is if it's with willpower and control that feels like I don't want to go back there. So then the future feels like, well, that's how it's going to be if it's going to happen. So it's like not peaceful either way.
Yeah. 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 Thank you. Right. The way stopping looks is like this.
My future image for mindless eating is just grazing through life, floating past everything, almost like, untouchable. Sort of, life is going along but I'm just observing life, and I'm just doing my grazing. I'm sort of protected from it, and I'm not really interacting with it. I'm just sort of like being in a parade. You're kind of just going along the center of the parade, and there's all this scenery going by. Or being in an air-conditioned limo, somebody's driving, and I'm just eating and just watching the scenery pass by alongside me, or something. But something about not. Well, anyway, that was a future image. It's just not really, just not affected by things maybe, and not engaging with things, just doing my own thing.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay. And helpful to see what you think stopping would look like, or what's required for stopping. I don't want to do this stopping thing, and I should, parentheses right after. And what you think stopping is going to mean or look like or feel like. I don't want to. Or what stopping's going to be like. So just notice what you think stopping is going to be like. And that you don't want to do that. Yeah, Laura.
Just got real honest with myself for a moment, and I'm not doing this in a way, just really letting my thoughts go where they need to go and whatever. And like with my hydrocephalus, I don't want it to stop because it's a great excuse.
Mm-hmm.
The quarantine, great excuse. And the food, how is that an excuse? And not in a mean way. I just get to hold on to my stories. I get to be the same. And yet, very interestingly, I just noticed that in the last week, or maybe I don't know how long, but I made a point at one time that says, I'm not going to snack in between meals. And I haven't been. And I didn't even think about that. Except at nighttime, the one thing at night I might go and get, which is small, but during the day, I'm not snacking at all. And I'm having 3 meals, and they're I wouldn't say reasonable. I mean, I'm not eating past a 7 by any means. Not all Sunday always terrible, but why am I not seeing that? Why do I keep focus on what I'm not doing?
Ah,
What does that do for me?
yeah.
I want that.
Wow. Good see. Yeah, helpful. And Nanu sharing the I should is scary too and gets me angry. And I feel it threatening to get worse. I should go worse. Should I go to the I should? It's good. It's a little bit different. It's like let's just looking at this thing that I believe I want or don't want, and then watching that should, like, you know, I love noticing I don't want it. How do I know I don't want it? I mean, like, did I learn that I shouldn't want it, or like what is wanting? And definitely good to, I love the I should stop. Fantastic to question.
So the images that I get for what does stopping mean, feel like, be like. I liked when the gal that starts with a V, her name, she was saying, you know, the ups and downs and stuff. So what does it feel like, or what would it be like? Well, then rather than just be floating through life sort of on a, it would be, you know, there's going to be ups and downs, blocked sequences, frustration, touchable, be mortal. I'm going to be getting older and more aches and pains. Of course, there's, you know, the flip side would be paying closer attention to what I like, what I really need in the moment. Like Teresa was saying, well, maybe I need to go read right now. Maybe I don't need to be watching TV with everybody. But anyway, the images for the future. There's going to be things I have to deal with. The ups and downs. It's not all going to be just easy, just, you know, go along with whatever. It's going to be up and down.
Yeah, good to see. And you just might notice, I mean, sitting here, I don't want to stop. If I do, you know, just imagining what it will be like if I do. That I don't like. All this turmoil of energy and all those other things in a way that Lori just mentioned that will come in, or the list of my to-do list. Just anything, just more than that, just even the energy, you know, of I don't want to stop. The emptiness even that can be right there. Okay, so who would you be without the thought, I don't want to stop? So you're just noticing the momentum, something is underway, and then you imagine not having the thought, I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to stop. I don't want me to stop. I don't want to stop. Did you have an idea of stopping? And then say, I don't want to. I don't like that idea. It's a scary idea. It's a bad idea. But did that arise? And then I said, no. So who would I be without the thought, my beliefs about stopping? that I don't want it. And I knew I could stop.
Grace, that was an interesting point you just brought up, and I'm sorry it's going a little bit off forward, but the idea that I don't want to stop, I'm not sure that that would have even come if I didn't think I should stop.
Good, yes. Yeah.
So it's like that original thought. So without the thought.
Yeah, you have to have, the suggestion has to be there to stop for you to not want it. And it may or may not be a should. I mean, but you might, yeah, should. And Lisa's saying, exactly. And just helpful to see how fast it all moves. But
yeah, and without the thought, I don't want to stop, it's like there's no argument, but it's like the argument starts even before the I don't want to be like that. But in my mind, I'm sure other people have it in a different way, but in my mind, it's that a little bit of like, not I don't want to stop because it's good or enjoyable or I just it's okay, but I don't want to stop, like almost like a childish defiant kind of I don't want to.
Yeah.
So without the thought, the argument doesn't continue. That's maybe where. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Abby. Yeah, May.
I noticed I would have stopped and put down the phone and just been present where I was. I noticed that the voice that told me to stop noticed the heat in my chest and knew that I was starting to have a reaction. And what's happening for me now is realizing this. I'm feeling like extremely guilty for the reply I sent when I didn't stop. But that's taking me right back into the I don't want to stop, because it's keeping me thinking about it and keeping me thinking I need to say the next thing to let this person know that I'm sorry or I wasn't hurtful, or so I'm just in it. I'm just on a wheel right now. I don't know how to stop.
In a way, that's a really sweet thing to open to. Like, I don't know how, but without the thought I don't want to. Yeah, I just seeing how compelling it is to not.
What I noticed was sequence when I was getting close to making one and I didn't want to stop working on that one, and it was my husband's turn. What I thought, okay, I'm going to look at a different part of the board so he doesn't notice that part of the board that I'm working on. And then as I was looking at another part of the board and looking and trying not to think about my sequence, because I thought maybe with ESP he'd be picking up on it. So I started looking at other parts of the board, and I was looking at my cards, and I was looking at what else could I do. And by trying to stop him, I started noticing other things, and I started saying, hey, if he blocks that, I'm going over here. I'm going to do that move next. Anyway, it gave me a real freedom and a real flow, and I started to play differently. I started to just think about, oh, what else can I do, instead of just obsessing on that one. It was interesting to me to see how I just played differently when I thought differently.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's find turnarounds. So I think I go to this one first. I don't want to stop my thinking. I don't want to stop my thinking in this moment. I don't want to stop my thinking about not wanting to stop. It's just funny, even as I say that one out loud, it's like even the little part that where we're saying I should be stopping my thinking, but we can't, you know, even that, you're not really in charge of what your thinking's really doing, but you can be aware. You can't, it's amazing. You can watch just like you all are doing, answering the questions. It's like watching what happens, and there's just an awareness, no right or wrong, no should or shouldn't. But I don't want to stop my thinking. You know, it's like that thing that likes to be in it, in the game. I don't want to stop this game. I love Lori's doing a game. But even specifically, I don't want to stop my thinking about stopping, that it's going to be full of suffering and uncomfortable. And that won't go away. It'll keep lasting. That I have to do something. Bye, Lori. Good to have you. Lisa said she had to leave too, and Nanu. Yeah. I also like noticing and thinking. It's like identity. You know, I can, at least I can think and grasp things or understand or decide or somehow whatever thinking is. We want our thinking to be something reliable. So I don't want to stop thinking about wanting to stop. Yeah, Laura. Let me see if I can do it. I can't do it now for some reason. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and that was weird. It's like that time it asked me permission. It's like, this person wants to unmute you.
Yeah.
It was fine all the other times.
Right.
Zoom has issues. What I'm noticing is why do I resist slowing down and just looking at my thinking? And I mean, this is the work. This is my job. What do I find painful in it? Why do I resist that? Because I'm so hard on myself. So I'm thinking I'm going to find more that's wrong with me, that I'm going to blame myself, that I'm going to somehow find fault with myself. And it's like, what have I been doing for the last 5 years? Have I not been doing the work? Am I not noticing that it's relief? Is it not relief? Am I not, what is happening here? Right? And so I have no conclusions, just questions at this point.
That's really amazing. At a cleanse once, I sat there and found something similar. I am doing the work. And I did the work on, I am doing the work. And I suddenly thought, I am not doing the work. And it was just the weirdest thing in the world. It was like, I've never done the work. Anyway, there's an interesting thing there about the paradox of it all. And it, yeah.
I get that weirdness a
Yeah.
lot lately.
Yeah. Yeah. And that there's a 5 years so far in the past, you know, like there's that thing of the past is over. But it just, we're watching patterns. So it's okay to be watching that, of course. But
Well, and mentally, I mean, I am so in my head most of the time, and I love the work because it gives me a safe place to be in my emotion. But in my head, I think, I mean, it's just one thing to question after another. It just is unending. So maybe I need a break. Give myself a break. Like, do I have to do, I can write it down. I don't know. I don't have any answers. I'm not interested in coming up with answers here. I'm noticing.
Yeah.
But, there's expectations. I have some expectations there of myself.
Very sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, yeah, I love it. Just the wondering. So I don't have to stop.
No.
I don't have to stop. I don't want to stop. I'm looking at wanting, you know, which is a little interesting. I don't want to. I don't want to. And good to see, because I didn't in that other thing before, that other time, you know, like 2 hours ago, I didn't want to. But now you do want to right now. If you're talking about eating or something or whatever, even texting, maybe like right now you're not in this absolute instant, you're not texting. You want to.
So the opposite of stop is start.
Yeah, I don't want to start whatever's the next. Were you going to say something, May?
Yeah. I don't want to start texting.
Or I do want to stop also.
Yeah. I really wanted to put it back or put the phone down and not reply and give it space. And I even saw an image in my mind of how much space that she had taken before she replied. And what I notice is that when I don't stop, I'm overriding the small part of me, the child part of me. It's like it's almost like I'm sorry to use this word, it's almost like raping her. It's almost like she's like, no, I don't want to, this is a bad idea. And I'm like, we're going to do it anyway. Like, I don't slow down to listen, and I don't want to treat myself like that anymore. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, deep.
I'm backing up to the I do want to stop, and I'm just doing it about eating. And I noticed that I think that the speed that I eat when I'm eating is actually, I'm trying to get to the end. I'm trying to get full. And so it's really, I do want to stop. I just think this is how I get there. So it's just like quickly find another thing. Sometimes I even I stick in drinks like tea, or I try to get full. So I am. I mean, I'm binging, but I'm trying to get to the end of it.
Very cool.
So I'm just noticing that, yeah, that's the drive, why it's so fast. I'm very fast.
Yeah. I just love noticing that the fullness is the goal. So, I mean, if we didn't have a judgment of it, there's like something very survival-ish about it. Like, yeah, it's good, you know, being full. That's what the animals they like too. You know, they don't want to be hungry. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why I said that, but you know, there's something natural about it.
Yeah, I think that's when I'm persuaded that it's okay to stop. Like, that's when my mind goes, now it's done. You know, now we can move to the next thing.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's as true for me, that I really do want to stop.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, May.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what I'm piggybacking off because my mind has been a little crazy, but I heard someone say something, and maybe what you said about the animals wanting to eat, that like it's okay for me to want to express my thoughts and feelings and opinions, and it's okay for me to feel differently than the other person. And it's like I can drop it at that. I don't have to reread to make sure I was agreeable enough or that I did everything right. It's like what I notice is that I'm taking responsibility for her feelings, or trying to.
Mm.
And my whole point that I was trying to make is how the work isn't trying to tell anyone how to feel.
Oh, so good. Yeah. Awesome.
It's a nice moment.
I also like saying, it doesn't want to stop me. I don't want to stop this behavior. This, like, it doesn't want to stop me. How, I don't know. I find there's something very tender in that. Yeah, May.
Yeah, it's like it still has something to teach me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that part hasn't landed at home yet, so it's still coming up because it's not understood by me yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked looking at some point. I did a worksheet, a whole worksheet, writing out a judge your neighbor worksheet on losing my 20s to an eating disorder entirely, you know. And of course I found out it wasn't true, because it's not like every minute I was eating. I mean, that's like tons of other things happened besides that. Interesting to watch, but why the suffering for however long it is? Like, and did I have anything to do with it when it ended? I took myself to places like this where we can look, because I was drawn to it to do that. And I know they were all important. And then it stopped. If I said, you know, I don't know, 15 years of suffering, some people have 40, you know, or that's in their mind, right? What they're saying they have, because that wasn't even true. But still, I mean, like Byron Katie, look at that, like age 43, the whole time before pain. So what's going on there? And but there's only if you have anyway, just strangely the weird paradox of all that, like it just stops when it does. And what else would I want to be doing? One of the most fascinating things is studying it, you know, being here with you all. How interesting. The joy in starting and stopping, and when something's underway, and now it's at the end, so we're about to stop. And that's okay too. A new thing will start. Yeah. Teresa.
I just love the eating doesn't want. Ooh, you guys getting feedback? That's weird. Okay. The eating doesn't want to stop me. Like, that's just so sweet that eating doesn't want me to suffer. Eating doesn't want to limit my life or me to rearrange, or eating wants me to have joy and peace and, you know, calmness. And so that's just, I love that.
Yeah. Love that too. It doesn't want to stop me from those things I'm afraid of either. You know, I don't know, maybe it doesn't want to be used as the excuse. I like that, you know, that it doesn't want to, you know, it's here for, there's something amazing about eating, because what's the reality? We need to eat to live, seems like. So I love that eating, you know, you're merging with something that is apparently outside of you. You are literally becoming one with it every time you eat.
Yeah.
And then if you reject it, you're saying, I won't become one with it. I refuse. But anyway, so interesting. Yeah. Anyone want to share anything else on this fascinating journey? I'll see if I'll unmute everybody for a second, and it might not even work because I know people have their controls on it, but they're okay. Yeah, anything else? Wonderful to take that into the day as like an open, big question mark, living turnaround, like just wondering about the stopping and starting of anything, and just watch the world, that things constantly are starting and stopping in your day. The day started and now it's underway. And just watching the thoughts about endings and beginnings and when something's underway and all of it. Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye-bye.